Hello and welcome to Words or Wind, the once weekly podcast in which we get together and watch Game of Thrones alongside you and discuss it. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Chris.
How's it going, man?
I'm okay. We're finishing up this season for the people, and then we're going to get into some Season 7 stuff, which actually comes out tomorrow,
Yes.
9 p.m., So we'll start doing some recap stuff for that. We'll also do some predictions at the end of this episode, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Of what we expect to see in Season 7. But anyways, guys.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. So this is a watch-along series. This is what we do. We expect you to have access to Game of Thrones, the show.
Preferably season 1.
Season 1, yes. That's what we're doing. That's how we're doing
Not
it.
going to help you if you got season 3.
Yeah. We don't care how you get it. We don't care if you got the Blu-rays. We don't care if you got the DVDs. We don't care if you have HBO Now, if you have HBO Go. We don't care if you're torrenting it. We don't give a fuck. All right? We don't give a fuck, bruh. But get access to it. Pull it up. We're going to be watching episode 10 today. You will press play. Right? When we press play, we'll then read out some markers, make sure that our video streams are lined up. And yeah, it'll be fun times for everybody, and we can watch the thing together.
Yeah.
As always, this is spoilers. If you haven't seen the show, please go watch the show and then come back here. Anyways, let's do this fucker.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play now.
No, you didn't.
No, let me try that again. I missed it by a pixel, yo. All right. So we're hitting play now. HBO
Black.
fades to black. Now, no, it's actually faded to black now. Yeah.
I meant like the background faded to black is what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Michelle Fairley.
Having a rough time.
Nikolai Coster-Waldau. I apparently can't speak.
You were able to
King's
say
Landing.
that motherfucker's name, who I've never
Lynn
been able to
Headey.
say.
Emilia Clarke.
Ian Glenn's name. He's a bear man.
Aidan Gillian.
He's a bear man.
We're leaving King's Landing. We got Sophie Turner and Maisie up.
Some of these guys
Peter Dinklage.
have such British names.
Yeah, especially Peter Dinklage, but he's not even British.
Is that
He's from New Jersey.
I don't feel like that's a
It sounds very
Britishy
British.
name. I feel like the other dude, the guy who plays Bran, it's like Isaac something Wright, something Isaac Wyndham Wright, or some stupid fucking crazy shit like that. It's like, dude, you're super British, ain't you?
We're at the wall.
What's your pen name?
My pen name?
Yeah, there's George R.R. Martin. What's your pen name?
Rusty Shackelford.
Mine is I.P. Freely. Yes, we are children, God.
Mark
damn
Huffam. Frank Dolger. King's Landing again.
I always like that little hover over King's Landing, and they just zoom out. They just pays off. They're like, yep. It's like, why are you going back there? I wonder if there's anybody that's ever actually been able to figure out, like, geologically where things are based off of this fucking map that we're circling around.
Like, what do you mean, like, for, like, plate tectonics and shit?
No, just, like, actually been able to be like, okay, I know exactly where this place is based off of this map. Because, really, you're just panning in a bunch of weird, crazy ways.
Yeah. Are we adjusting the volume here?
Nah, we don't have the volume up at all.
We probably should. All right, we are just finishing up with, basically the execution.
Yep, they're holding Eddard's head up, showing it to the crowd. Look at me.
Ned's up, 7 up.
All right. And here we have Yoren.
The guy who, for the first half of the show, the Words of Wind show, we couldn't remember what his fucking name was.
Yeah, we finally nailed that shit down. And then he's going to die real soon in season 2. It was pointless. It was worthless. Fair enough. I like that you can see the heart tree
Yeah.
in those wide panoramics, like those wide shots. This, of course, is a dream because this dude is totes fucked up in the leg area.
Yeah. He's handy capable. Oh my god.
What?
Just looking at that bow that he was holding reminded me of a picture I found when I was shopping for a bow. Hold on. What do you see that's wrong with that?
I don't know shit about bows.
It's strung completely backwards. Like, the string's supposed to be on this side, and these are supposed to bend back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I bet that bow's ruined. I'm actually getting into archery, so.
I'm getting into naps.
Naps, right? Hey, naps are good.
I've always been into naps.
So here we have Bran basically walking Osha through the
Crepes.
catacombs, the crypts, just kind of
The crepes.
the crepes, telling her their history a little bit.
Yep. Now, interesting thing is that only basically kings of winter and lords of the house are buried under here. But
Well,
Eddard actually had Lyanna.
I think
and,
they're all technically buried under here, but you only get a statue.
Yeah, you only get a statue made if you were a lord or the king of winter. And Eddard has changed that. He built a statue for Lyanna and Brandon,
Right.
which is
Now, in the book, this
unusual.
was, it wasn't Asha that was here. It was Maester Lewin.
Yeah. Another interesting thing about Ned is he actually has already had spots made for everyone in his family currently in these crypts.
That's neat. I did not know that.
Yeah, he already has everything picked out.
Hey, look, Maester Lewin. I hate this fucker.
Yeah.
I just hate Maesters in general.
In the books, he got attacked by
Shaggy Dog.
Shaggy Dog, yeah.
Yeah.
So he got a little bit more fucked up. Just good stuff. You're not a fan of his. You really don't like him.
I hate all the Maesters except for Marwyn.
Yeah. Because he's the one that's interesting.
Maesters are just shit. They're shit characters. They're not interesting. They're just the crotchety old fuckers of Game of Thrones. That's all they are.
Conceptually, they could have been interesting from the aspect of, they handle all the information in Westeros, so they could send false information whenever they wanted to. If they had more of a actual overplot, which there's a couple of theories, you know what I mean? But
I feel like if they were made to look a little less, basically not look, but be a little less monkey and more actual scholarly, it would have made more sense. But I just don't like the way they were done, and that's in the books too. Sorry, George, I just don't like Maesters.
I would have liked it if they were a little bit more ambitious. They had their own.
Yeah. They almost feel like a weird cult based around worshiping science and knowledge, and it doesn't.
Well, the other thing that I
That's
don't
rough.
like is that they're all about knowledge and science or whatever.
Rob's
but then-
fucking up his sword.
Yeah, he's getting at it. It's fine. It's not like it's Valyrian steel or something.
If it was Valyrian steel, that tree would be done.
Yeah, he wouldn't be fucking up that sword then, would he?
No.
It's like, dude, we literally have a camp full of swords. He also has another sword on his belt right now. I just saw it.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, and the thing about it is okay, so scientifically, all right, you guys believe in science, right? Now, if you see something crazy that can't be explained
You're not going to
bunch
go,
of times,
fuck it.
you're not going to be like, that's not real. You're going to look into it. So, that's how I feel like they treat magic. They treat magic like,
Yeah, it's not real.
yeah, it's those movies in the 80s whenever the kids see something and they're just like, Dad, Mom, it's this. And they're just like, stupid fucking kid. And then it turns out to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, basically. Dragons are back. Psh, please, bitch. Dragons
Aren't real.
real.
Yeah.
We have their skulls. Pff, whatever.
Satan put them there. I mean,
Yeah, it was a test.
yeah. Oh God, we about crossed some lines there.
Now, this is actually the singer from the tavern that Tyrion ran into Catelyn.
Yeah.
Makes me think of the brother of the Night's Watch in the books. That's a singer. It's a bard.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like Dandelion or something like that, but I might be thinking of The Witcher.
I think you're thinking of The Witcher. I'm pretty sure the singer of the Night's Watch was Pip. Was it not?
No, there was another guy. There's a guy who traveled around with Sam whenever they went to Old Town and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He was like a singer / male prostitute, I want to say, or something.
I can't remember his name.
Fingers or tongue, which one would you rather keep?
I'd let him slit my throat.
If I had to let go one of them, it would probably be tongue. So I imagine you can't really function too well without fingers at all. Also, if I don't have a tongue, I feel like I can lose a lot of weight.
You
I
don't
can't-
taste things?
Exactly. So I can just
So, yeah.
shove down only the tasty food. Only the good food. I hate this hound armor right here. The hound wasn't made to be in Kingsguard armor. Now the interesting thing here that I like is the George Bush head.
Is there?
Oh yeah. Hold on, wait for them to show.
So I've actually been watching more than normal.
Yeah, whenever they
I won't
show.
do any treason.
I swear I won't do treason. I ain't never done no treason, boy. I ain't never done no treason. Man, Trant is such a punchable fuck too.
There's not someone in this group that little trio there that isn't punchable. I hate them all. Now, where's the George Bush head?
Wait for it. It's right here, I think. It's that one right there. It's been turned to the side, but that's a dismembered George Bush head. I think they've actually digitally turned it more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, from the original release. Another change from the books is that these heads are actually covered in tar in the book, so it's
Yeah.
not that bad for her to look at. But yeah, they actually got into a little bit of trouble because of that George Bush head.
Yeah.
Because they just bought they just ordered a bunch of dismembered body parts or whatever.
They
from,
weren't really
like,
particularly concerned about who.
Yeah, they were just random props. And that one came in or whatever, and they put it up there, and they put the wig on it, assuming no one would notice. And then a bunch of people noticed when it first aired. That was George Bush head, and they had to issue like an apology and shit.
Sorry, we were just shipped a bunch of prop heads. We didn't, request a JB head.
Listen, man, we only had a certain number of fake heads. I do like that they added a bit more white
Yeah.
to them. The armor, I mean.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the armor, as depicted in World of Ice and Fire and shit like that, it's just white. It's pure white.
Yeah. Very bright white enameled armor.
Yeah. It's like eggshell
With,
white.
hints of gold.
Yeah. It's like eggshell white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now we get over here to Rob's group. Making plans.
This is double negative. Nor Stannis neither. That woman cackling is a Mormont, by the way, guys. Everyone
The
back
fact
to the
that
dragon.
the North is still technically like Targaryen allied for the most part is weird to me when you consider the rebellion.
Yeah. I mean, my thing about the North is that the North has never been truly conquered.
Yeah.
Like, the North was surrendered. And then the North wasn't conquered by the Andals. They were thrown back. So really, the North is one of the only places that has never been conquered by an outside force.
They've basically just picked who they allied with.
Yeah.
And for pretty much all of history after a certain point, it's basically they were allied with House Targaryen in the crown.
It's kind of the same thing with the Dornish.
Yeah.
Dornish repelled even the Targaryens. Now, you did have the Rhoynar come through, but they came to an agreement.
Yeah.
The Martells came out to an agreement with the Rhoynar and conquered the rest of Dorne. Yeah.
Have you ever noticed how she doesn't get called Lady Stark often?
Yeah.
A lot of times they actually call her Tully
Yeah, or Catelyn.
or Catelyn, yeah. I think her actual title is Catelyn Tully of House Stark.
Maybe. But yeah, back to like the diplomacy thing. An interesting idea is just how splintered people's loyalties are in this world. So you have, that's a running theme throughout the show. So you have like, yes, there's probably people in the North that are loyal to the Targaryens over the Starks. But then you have people in the North who are loyal to the Blackfyres over the Starks. You have people in the North who are loyal to the Boltons more than the Starks. You have people who are loyal to their house and only their house, and they don't care who is over them. You know what I mean? That's kind of a running theme, is this idea of like loyalty and oaths, and you have to swear this oath and this oath and this oath. And
Yeah. I think honestly, I don't think House Stark would have ever rebelled against the Targaryen crown if it hadn't been for the Mad King killing Brandon and Rickard.
yeah, I mean, I feel like there's always that chance. I don't feel like they would have, but I feel like that would have all played out in one way or another. Because I feel like Robert, if Brandon wouldn't have rode south, Robert would have rode south. If Robert would have rode south, Eddard would have rode south. You know what I mean? And then you'd be in the exact same situation, except you'd have Stannis and Brandon leading, opposed to Ned and Robert. I'm not sure how well they would inspire loyalty. Because one of Robert's biggest things is you could be he could be fighting you on the battlefield at lunch. And
Check out our Robert's Rebellion episode as well, guys.
And he could defeat you. And then by the end of the night, you'd have been drinking with him and you would have sworn your banners to him. He was just a cool guy that everybody liked to party with.
You didn't have to like him, but you couldn't stay mad at him long, basically.
Pretty much. Like he says it's going to be a long war, and it's not at all.
It really isn't.
Like, honestly, the Targaryens conquering Westeros almost took longer. And that was pretty rapid. Except for Dorne, of course.
Yeah. Hooray. Another one of my least favorite characters.
Lancel?
Yeah, I fucking hate Lancel.
Yeah, he's kind of a shit.
It's the Faith Militant part of the show that makes me hate him, though.
I just don't like him in general. Something about the actor's face.
I was just indifferent to him until the Faith Militant part.
I don't know. He looks like a young Leo DiCaprio.
He looks like a Kmart young Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Kevin, the man.
I love how Jamie is like their one like hope for their army for the most part. Like all of them, oh shit, we lost Jamie. We're basically fucked. We should all give up. And Tyler's just like, how about no?
Yeah.
How about we don't?
Listen, Jamie, great fighter. Shit at most other things.
They're all bickering because they lost Jamie.
I like that he says not you, and the only person that stops in turn is Tyrion. Like, everybody's walking out. You just hear not you. Everybody's just like, act like you didn't hear it. Act like you didn't hear it.
This is about one of the few times that you actually see Tywin put up with Tyrion drinking in front of him.
Well, it's an interesting scene in general.
Yeah.
It's really one of the only times you see Tywin put any faith in Tyrion.
Yep. Aside from naming him a hand.
Well, this is when this happens.
I thought he did that in...
No,
Oh, he's not come back to King's Landing yet. Yeah, this is when this happened.
Season 2 opens with Tyrion walking into King's Landing. With that dick swag.
Does it so much better in the book.
I mean, Season 2 is really good in general. Season 2 is my favorite season.
I just like how Tyrion rolls up to King's Landing at the beginning of the book. Because like he's like wearing like animal pelts and just looks fucking badass. Like,
right. And then his plan is much more complicated in the book with the chain and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, do you think one of the reasons he did this is because he needs a prominent... Because he trusts Tyrion, or because Tyrion is the only prominent Lannister that can't really help right now?
I think it's a little both.
Because Tywin can't go back there. Kevin is Tywin's most trusted, advisor.
I genuinely think it's a little both. Because when you think about it, he's well aware that Tyrion's intelligent.
He just hates him.
He just hates him so much. And Tyrion really does, it seems, want to, earn his father's trust and earn his, respect and everything. So it seems like he knows that he's not going to try to fuck up the realm. He's going to do everything he can in his power to actually be a good hand of the king.
Worst come to worst, Tyrion's going to get that sewer system rolling fine.
Right?
He's the best at it. Best in the world. Which is weird because he looks very Mario-esque.
How did my son die?
To be fair, we don't actually know he died. We've never seen his dead body in the books. You could have been told that he died. Jorah never saw him dead, so...
This is true.
He was just told this. He could have been whisked away. With a whisk. No, I don't like this scene.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I don't like this scene.
Show me what
because she says all this shit about this kid, right? Which we know is obviously not true, right? That kid is not. There's no way that all those things are accurate.
Well,
Unless magic.
think that.
But the thing is that she then continues. Only death can pay for life. You knew this. Yeah, that's why I brought you the fucking horse. The reason that Daenerys miscarried, from my understanding, how I interpret it and how the books kind of sell it, is because Dany was carried into the tent when she was like, "Don't come in this fucking tent." She makes it sound in this scene like this was her plan the whole time, that you knew that I was going to kill your child, even though it was never insinuated.
Maybe the whole walking into the tent thing made the child rank as a higher priority to the magic than possible, the horse.
But I don't like the way that they play it. Like,
it seems like everything would have been fine had she not walked in there, because it would have been totally okay with, okay, we'll use the horse.
But I'm saying, like, I don't like the way that scene is carried, because there's no inflection in the previous episode that, like, oh yeah, I'll kill if you want, I can kill your kid and bring him back.
How hard do you think this was for Jason Momoa to just lay here and not be badass?
I mean, I imagine it's pretty easy. I mean, I sit here and don't be badass every day.
Yeah, but Jason Momoa seems like one of those people that just goes out of his way to do everything badass.
Maybe.
You think they just made a full body live cast of him? Just like,
I feel like any time,
because Momoa can't sit still and not be badass.
I feel like every time they pull out far enough that you cannot see his face, or that you can't see like his lips, he's like sticking his tongue out and shit,
making it real difficult for everyone else.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
But
every time they look down, I'd be like,
yeah. So I just don't like this whole Mary Mastor thing. And then like this whole thing of like, you know, this is what you bought. You know, I brought him back. I never said I'd make him whole again or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Once again, I'm almost 1,000% confident that he would have been brought back if that motherfucker wasn't carried into the tent. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, carrying her into the tent broke whatever fucking demon deal was going on in that bitch, is how I feel.
See, I don't like this either, because like she's basically saying that she did all this because for spite, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So maybe Dany couldn't have stopped, you know, all the bad shit from happening to you, but she stopped a lot more bad shit from happening after.
Well, the thing is like,
because you might have been raped by three of the Dothraki beforehand, but it wasn't 16 more.
Right. Well, my whole thing is not
trying to downplay rape, but I'm pretty sure 19 is a far worse amount of number to be raped by than 3.
Anything more than 1 is not good.
This is true.
Anything more than 0 is not good. That's what I meant to say. But like, so the whole thing is kind of ridiculous, because Mary Mastor, we already know that she's a badass and she was traveling with Morrow and the Mage. There was no reason for her to be in that little town. That, as far as we can tell, we don't know that her god's temple was burnt. We don't even know what god she has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's one of those things where the show is once again just kind of...
And we have Jon Snow here about to break his vows here.
Let me tell you something. This water is nice and cold in this hot-ass room.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as normal. No.
Yeah, that's a great delivery. No.
Come on, Sam. We get it. You're not trying to let him go, but you could have taken one sidestep to make sure you don't get knocked on your fat ass.
Ghost had no interest in actually following Jon. He just wanted to chase the horse.
Yeah.
He's like, chase the horsey, chase the horsey, chase the horsey.
Are you ashamed of me? Are you afraid that I'm dancing around the court with my tits out? I'm funny now. I'm Shane and funny on.
I don't like how attached this woman's become in like a week.
Yeah.
Once again, it's very skeptical. It's very fishy to me.
She's got like the whole over-attached girlfriend meme vibe about her.
Oh, what? We've been fucking for a week now. I'm not good enough for you? I'm not good enough to go to your house and meet your family? No. No, you are
No,
not.
the fuck you're not.
You are a prostitute. I pay you to have sex with me.
Would you still be fucking me if there wasn't money involved?
If I never
Probably
decided
not.
to pay you, ever, would you chill? Yeah, maybe, because you know that I'm rich as fuck and you want to try and gold dig on me. You're trying to trap me. You're trying to trap this young dwarf out here. Chase the horsey, chase the horsey,
Oh
chase the
god,
horsey.
it's hot.
Chase the horsey, chase the horsey, chase the horsey. Chase the horsey, chase the horsey, chase the horsey. Chase the horsey, chase the horsey, chase the horsey. That's
How? Why?
savagery. So.
I've never actually.
It was Sam, and Sam's a fucking idiot.
Fair enough.
Sam, though, can survive apparently more punishment than anybody else in Game of Thrones. That would have killed every other character. Any other
Listen,
character.
I've heard of people historically just falling off the horse and dying. Like, not even like being trampled by the horse, but just falling off the damn thing can kill you.
There you go.
I love how Sam basically says that he's a coward, and yet he is the first one to stand up for what he believes over almost anyone. I wouldn't call that very cowardly. I love how the first response was, "Is he dead?"
I think that Longclaw might be the most dropped sword in all of Game of Thrones.
Probably.
It's always being dropped, dude. He's always scrambling for that shit. Cause like he just dropped it here. Mm-hmm. He, I know he drops it in the Watchers on the Wall fight with the Fen.
Yeah.
I know he drops it during Hardhome. It's the most dropped sword in all of Game of Thrones.
He drops it
every battle.
quite a few times north of the wall.
Basically, every battle would just be solved almost immediately if he just actually had the sword in hand as the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like on those long scenes, Jason Momoa would be like, I have to blink.
I don't know. Part of me thinks that may just be like a really well done live cast.
It's possible. She could have Weekend at Bernie's them. That's the thing I want to see. Her and Jorah. Weekend at Bernie's and
We're
Khal
just
Drogo.
gonna
They just
go
have
get hire a really talented ventriloquist.
they like one of them's on each side of him when he's riding or whatever, and they're like holding him up. You know what I'm saying? He's riding on the horse.
People try to ask Khal Drogo questions. Whoa, bitch! Khal Drogo don't want to talk to you.
You don't get to talk to Khal Drogo right now, all right? Get the fuck out of here. I'm Jorah fucking Mormont, all right? I was named as his blood rider in a super secret ceremony after I killed that one other motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, and let me tell you something.
The rest of his blood riders are just titles.
Let me tell you something about Khal Drogo. He decided there's a new chain of command. There's me, there's Daenerys, then there's Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo ain't answering no questions.
You want to see the chain of command? It's the chain I'm going to beat you with. I'll issue a command. That was stupid. But it's okay.
And it has to be Jason Momoa. Look, well, I guess they could have just had some
Yeah, they
rando.
could have just.
Could have put anybody. It's actually Ian Glenn in the gym beforehand. He's just,
It's Mark Addy.
he's just breaking it down. He's not actually dying. He's just breaking it down. You see him? He's just doing like the Diddy dance.
They just put dubstep on in his headphones.
Yeah.
Just like,
Just vibe out to this for a while.
yeah, just vibe out to some dubstep. That's how you pretend to suffocate. You think he's going to die anytime soon?
He's dead already.
When?
He got killed by the little birds in the last episode of season 6.
Oh. Yeah, I don't remember that much of season 6. It was rough.
Yeah, he got shanked up.
I think I remember that.
If you remember from the trailers,
Yeah,
the
'cause
shot that's like
Kyburn-
up or whatever, and then like they're beating something to death.
Yeah.
It was him.
Okay. I spent a lot of time for season 6 browsing the internet because it was not amazing.
Listen, I fucking quit game. Excuse me. I quit Game of Thrones because of season 6. I hated it.
That's Roz, isn't it?
Yes. Most naked woman on all Game of Thrones. Only surpassed possibly by Daenerys Targaryen.
I think she's far past Daenerys. She might be, I don't know, Shay's naked pretty often.
Naked Daenerys, you get first scene of the first episode. You get this pyre scene here in a moment. You get a couple of times you get raped by Khal Drogo. You get the bath scene with Daario Naharis. And you get the pyre scene from season 6. So you see a decent number of naked Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have an encyclopedia. That makes it sound creepy that I have like this encyclopedic knowledge of all her nude scenes in fucking Game of Thrones.
Well, to be fair, for season 6, that was a body double.
Let me tell you
Or
something.
was it? I don't actually know. I don't really care. I don't like Emilia Clarke.
I think it was conflicting things. Like some people were like, it's a body double, and some people were like, it's not a body double.
I actually think I was on both sides of that argument with Skylar for that episode, actually.
I don't know.
I don't
Never mind.
care. Again, I don't really care for Emilia Clarke.
I'm not here for boobs. I'm here for storytelling, damn it.
If you want boobs, there's the rest of the internet.
Yeah, exactly. You can Google toast and find boobs.
Eventually, yeah.
Boobs. Toast boobs. Are you going to look and see what page it is?
I might.
I think it's like page like 34. It's pretty deep. It's a pretty deep cut.
Shake it off.
I don't like Pycelle at all. I don't like he's very much obviously like a Lannister homie. I don't like it. I don't like also this old man act. I feel like if you purposefully contorted yourself like that for 20 years, basically, I feel like it's going to have some long-term effects on you.
Yeah. I shouldn't be looking at toast on Google because I'm really hungry. I'm always hungry when I look at toast. There's Elvis Presley toast. I love that.
It's like, come on, I've heard them all, dude. Get better. Get good.
So yeah, if you're gonna try to insult me, you got to do much better than that. This is one of those scenes that you wouldn't get in the books.
Yeah.
I like scenes like this.
And the thing is, arguably, these two are more important than any other characters when it comes to the actual way things are going down.
I would absolutely agree. Doesn't matter, what your house name is, what your rank and title are. If you're not smarter than these two,
You're pretty much not going to make it very far.
oh god, look at that unfortunate hair.
Yep.
Looks just like Cersei's hair after they cut it.
Same basic process. Knife.
Yeah. Sound advice.
That's Rorg, Biter, and Jaqen Hagar. The reason Jaqen's hooded is because he hadn't been cast at this point.
Yep.
And those two actors in there that are playing Rorg and Biter actually get changed out in season 2. I do believe. The fuck, Salami? I hate these two so much.
Yeah. I don't think you can kick someone in the balls until they die.
Next time I get into a fist fight, that's the threat I'm going to make to somebody. Be like, you know what?
I like that little stand up bit where she did there.
Yeah. That's my new threat for a fist fight. I'm going to get in somebody's face and be like, I once killed a man. I pushed him to the ground. And I kicked him in the balls. And I kept kicking until he was dead. I'm just going to light him up. Blah. Gendry. One of my favorite characters of all time. Gendry's top 10 favorite characters.
The fuck is a highwayman?
Somebody that blocks the highway and won't let you pass unless you give them a ransom.
Is that the actual definition, or are you just tossing something out there?
I'm almost certain that's what that would be. I believe it's somebody that
Winter
blocks
is
a
coming.
path of, prominent path of travel and won't let you pass unless you pay them a toll. Ostensibly. I could be utterly wrong, but based off of the name and the fact that that is pretty prominent in a decent amount of medieval
Yeah.
stories, I am going to say that that is what a highwayman is.
I'm sure that's one of the things that they did, but according to what I'm reading here, they were pretty much just any kind of robber who basically robbed people traveling. Usually stealing their horses and all their shit.
So basically, the thing that I described is just one way of which
One
they rob
way
people.
of being a highwayman. Yeah.
And R'hllor will bring you back again. He will, dude. We gave a spoiler warning. Fuck it. Use that shit. This motherfucker
I
gets
wasn't really
murdered.
concerned about the spoiler. It was more the shit joke.
All I know is that I'm excited that this episode's almost over. Should we pause in between this episode ending and us recording the things and cool off this room a bit?
That's up to you.
Are
if you'd like.
conditioned. Okay. Sorry
Honestly,
that-
after the last episode, the final episode of the season is kind of just housekeeping.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like us going through at the end of the podcast, shouting out social media stuff. That's all this is, but just tying up the knots, basically.
Yeah. Usually all the cool stuff happens episode 9.
Yeah.
This season's going to be weird because it's only 7 episodes, so I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Now, this is pretty metal.
The dude that they cast to play him just looks like a hard ass.
Gior?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just like, let's cast the most burly, bearish man we can. We already cast Robert Baratheon. No, another one. We already cast Gregor Clegane. Another one, damn it. Make him shorter and wider. Okay.
And here we have the pyre.
We got this guy. His name is Thor. He's a professional bodybuilder. No! Younger! We need him to be older. But keep him in a file for the mountain.
Well, he's not really Thor. He's kind of just a half Thor.
Well, I can never remember his name. I know it's something along those lines, but I know his nickname is Thor, so I just call him
Yeah.
Thor. If I ever met him, I'd be like, oh my
He's
god,
half Thor.
It's Thor.
That's
the
just how I
man."
remember it, as half Thor.
But he's full Thor, though.
Yeah.
He's more powerful than Thor.
Here's the thing. Do you think half Thor Bjornsson could pick up Mjolnir?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like half Thor could lift this entire funeral pyre with the actual Jason Momoa on it
Probably.
and squat it. He squatted like a 1,500-pound tree once, so, you know. Well, he didn't squat it. He picked it up on his back and then took like 8 steps with it or something like that on his back. Set a world record that's been held for like 1,000 years. He says that, but then he does. This is when he should have whispered, "Let me get in that butt."
Just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case this don't work.
He fucked up is what I'm getting at.
My Kalasar. I see the faces of slaves. I free you. Take off your collars, go if you wish, no one will stop you. But if you stop,
Bitch, we are in a desert.
where are they?
I got no idea where I'm going.
As husbands and wives.
I guess I'm just, all right, fuck it, I'm out.
One of them's taking a horse with him.
Send your reminders woman to the planet. You swore to obey.
He's like, this bitch is crazy, just like her father. Likes burning people alive. This is a slippery slope.
Daenerys Stormborn
But
of House
I want to fuck her, so I'ma do it.
the dragon's daughter.
I feel like that's what Jorah's singing in his mind all the time.
Those who would harm you will die screaming. You will not hear me scream. I will. That is not a scream, Zelda. And
You won't hear me scream?
The thing I'm
Give
most
it a few minutes.
A thing I'm interested in is because every girl that I talk to really likes Jorah Mormont. Like every girl that I know in my life that I talk to really likes Jorah Mormont. So I'm curious if you did like I want to see like an online poll where like chicks pick like top 3 dudes on Game of Thrones, and I want to see what percentage is Jorah Mormont. I'm gonna guess it's a high number.
I mean, I guess Jon Snow's probably going to rank higher, though.
I'm just saying, girls like Jorah Mormont,
man,
even though he's an
seriously.
old fucker. It's okay. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It was only a brief pause.
Yeah, exactly. There's literally nothing else happens in this episode. We had a moment of buffering, guys, but it was literally half a moment.
Yeah.
We're not going to be thrown off that badly. And it's the very tail end of the episode. There's almost nothing after this.
Yeah.
So.
I thought she wasn't going to scream.
She lied. I'm not sure if you ever been set on fire. I'm sure you have.
A few times.
With your me knowing you. That shit hurts. It's painful. At first, when you get set on fire, it's a shock that you're on
Had some
fire.
really good skin grafting done. That's why I don't look like I've been burnt head to toe.
You ever get like caught on fire, like a part of your body?
I do like that little detail where they left the like trail of cinders.
Yeah. You ever like lit yourself on fire accidentally and then like notice that you're on fire, but it takes a second for your brain to really comprehend like you're
Yeah.
on fire? You're like, it's like you're like something's wrong here. And you're like, oh Jesus!
Yeah, no, I've absolutely done that. I just noticed the peacock feather design on his sheath for a sword. That was pretty cool.
It's a peacock feather. Get it? Because swords are dicks.
Yeah. I got you.
Now, in the books, her hair is actually burnt off when she emerges.
I think that would have been a better way to go about it anyways.
Also, in the book, she's like, 14, so this is a lot creepier. Look at the tiny little dragons.
Well, she's the reason everybody in the show's aged up, so...
We need to genetically engineer tiny little dragons like this. I don't know how, but we need to make it happen. They don't need to shoot fire. I just need a tiny little dragon like this. Somebody brings me an iguana and they duct tape wings on him.
Well, we've genetically engineered goats that produce spider web,
There you go.
so... I don't think it'd be that far of a stretch to genetically engineer something that looks like a dragon, at least.
That's what I want. Just take a bat and then give it scales. Now remember this scene, because this exact scene is going to happen in Season 6. I fucking hate it so much. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this episode. We are going to pause this recording really quickly, take a brief break, just to cool ourselves off because it is 1,000 degrees in this room right now. And we will be right back to discuss things and stuff.
Stuff and things and junk.
Recap and then discuss the final minutes of the episode. All right, guys. And now for a quick message from our sponsors. Do you want a quality weapon to take out your enemies or allies in their sleep? May murk up a Stark or two? Well, then you'll want a top quality A-Rack. The Eviscerator is one of the finest, if not the finest, A-Rack on the market. We're talking 440 Valyrian stainless steel with quick release curve to quickly release your enemies' heads from their shoulders. And on top of that, now I can't even believe this, but does this handle the dragon horn?
It is the Dragonhorn.
At this price, you have got to be kidding me. This has got to be some kind of mistake.
Yeah, now you folks at home, I know what you're thinking. That can't be Dragonhorn. It must be the much cheaper Manticore horn. But I have the specs right here, and I can tell you right now, this is the real deal.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Honestly, I have no words to describe this deal. Have you ever seen Dragonhorn at this price?
No, I don't believe I ever have.
All right, 1101-1860 is the item number on this one.
You know what? I'm going to need a timer on this. Can I get 2 minutes? Can I see 2 minutes?
I don't think they're going to even last that long.
Me neither. I mean, I would be shocked, really. People, I know the lines are busy, but you just got to keep calling, trying to get through if you want a truly exceptional A-Rack to slice up your friends in their sleep. Now, people, this comes with a great warranty because this is a genuine Lannister Gold Star A-Rack. So, anything happens, no big deal. Send it back. We'll take care of everything because remember, a Lannister always pays its debts. And now, back to the regularly scheduled programming. And we want to give a big thank you to our sponsors.
Absolutely. Lannister Gold Star Cutlery. Just
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic sponsor.
Absolutely the best. That that Dragonhorn.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've never seen Dragonhorn at that price. Have you
I
seen
haven't
Dragonhorn?
either. I'm glad we were able to get our call in that 2 minute time.
I don't even know how they did it. I don't even know how they did it. Anyways, let's get back to the program. So let's just discuss the end of that episode, the end of the episode we just watched, episode 10, really quickly. So
Okay.
this wraps up the season. How do you feel this is for an episode? Like, what would you rate this episode?
Honestly, where this one really is just kind of housekeeping, tying up the
Loose ends, finishing,
loose ends for
setting
the
the
season.
stage.
Honestly, I don't like this episode all that much.
It's not.
This one really only ranks about like a 6 for me.
It's just a lot of people talking. There's not much
Mm-hmm.
happening, actually. Like, the only thing that really happens is Danny's dragons are born.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that has any sort of lasting, real consequence that I can think of. Like, there's this King of the North or whatever the fuck, but you could have easily put that at the very beginning of season 2.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah. So really, it's not that solid of an episode. I give it like a 6.5.
Yeah, I'm hanging around a 6.
Nothing really big happens in it. Now, let's talk about the season as a whole. So, first season, how do you feel about it?
First season, I think it did what it set out to do, which was get a good foundation and a good introduction to the Song of Ice and Fire series.
Yes.
I think it actually managed everything they set out to do quite well.
Yeah. I mean, this is maybe... No, I wouldn't even say season 2, because season 2 skips over a lot of plot points.
Yeah.
This is probably the best, closest to the source material season, I
Yeah.
would say. Because, like I said, season 2, it jumps around a bit. It kind of skips over some stuff. You start seeing certain people getting other people's story arcs a little bit. But this is very loyal to the source material, almost to a fault. You know what I mean? Because the first novel is sometimes pretty slow, you know,
Yeah.
when you're trying to learn everything. But it's a great introduction to a series. You know what I mean? You're slowly getting all the information. It's a slow build.
Yeah.
So overall, it's probably my third or fourth favorite season
Right.
of Game of Thrones. So overall, as the season as a whole, I'd give it like a 7.5.
Yeah, I'm going to say about a 7 as well. 7.75, somewhere in there for the whole season.
It's really solid. Now, let's go ahead and dive into what we think will happen on the next season of Game of
On
Thrones.
the season that airs literally
Yeah, season
in
7.
25 hours.
Yeah. So, Game of Thrones, season 7. Let's go ahead and get into some predictions. Now, these could potentially be spoiler heavy.
Yeah.
We have touched on some leaks. It was a long time ago. So we do know a couple things that are happening based off leaked set photos and stuff like that. If you don't want to hear it, please tune out. Go see if you can get one of those genuine Dragonhorn ARACs. All
Yeah.
right, 440 stainless Valyrian steel, baby.
Now, here's the thing. I wish I hadn't read the leaks. I thought it was, joke material, so I read over it, and then, it came back up a few months ago. I was like, oh, shit. No,
Yeah,
this
it's
does...
pretty much all accurate.
Oh, no.
So, we know the biggest thing for me this season.
You've
the
had
thing-
your spoiler warning.
The thing I've been waiting for forever is for Gendry to come back. I love
It's
Gendry.
supposed to be happening, is it not?
It does happen this season.
Good.
He's been in Belfast.
He's been rowing for a while.
You seen the trailers? No. So,
I've seen one trailer.
In the trailer, there's a hooded figure that's in this circle of people, and he has a warhammer. He's carrying a warhammer.
Because
It's
he's
very-
a Baratheon.
Yeah, it's very clearly Gendry's back. So Gendry's definitely back. The thing is, I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring him back and then just fucking kill him.
That'd suck.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna kill him this year, which will piss me off because he's the last Baratheon.
That matters.
Well, in the show, he's the last at all. Because you figure Robert's dead, Stannis is dead, Stannis' kids are dead, Renly's dead, Renly doesn't have any kids.
Yeah.
So he's the last of the main Baratheon house line because Cersei killed all the other bastards as far as we can tell. So, as far as we can tell, he's like...
There might be some cousins and shit out there, but no one that.
there's probably lesser
yeah.
branches of the house. But yeah, man. So that's very upsetting if they'll just bring him back to kill him. It seems abundantly clear that Jon is going to be playing out the story of the last hero throughout the season. To
Yep.
me, he's going to go north of the wall. He's going to bring his companions with him. Everybody's going to die. His companions, his dog, which would be Wolf in this case, and he's going to be the only surviving thing. Now, the spoilers. The spoiler material that was leaked indicated that they're going to go north. They're all going to die except Jon, and I think maybe one or two other characters. And then Dany's going to ride in on a fucking dragon with her dragons.
And save the day.
And save the day. Now, in the trailer, in one of the scenes that's north of the wall, you do see massive plumes of fire in the background. Now, that could very well be just set dressing. You know
I'm
what I mean?
hoping,
Battles,
honestly, I'm hoping that the leaked information and all the shots and stuff were like a red herring.
right.
I'm hoping they dropped the red herring because it was a really detailed plot synopsis for the season to get leaked.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it was a red herring that they intentionally leaked to kind of
Maybe.
throw us all off track. And if that's the case, I'm going to be extra hype.
My thing is, if you go back and look at that information and you read over it, it's the worst garbage fan bullshit on the planet. Everybody was saying that whenever it first came out. Everybody was like, this is so fucking stupid and fan servicing and garbage and shit, and this can't be true. That's what everybody online was saying. That's
Yeah.
what every YouTuber that I watched was saying. That's what they're saying.
Listen, even Ken, our buddy Ken, who is like just straight fanboy, could not give a shit, loves fan service, okay with fucking everything, got him to read that synopsis leak, and he was like, okay, some of these things are kind of cool, but what the fuck?
Yeah.
Not like that. No.
Well, like
bad
that-
Game of Thrones.
It's just so
Like, calm
ridiculous.
down, Ken.
And everybody was saying that, but now everybody's seeing things and they're like, this lines up the leaks. How exciting is that? Ooh, and I'm just like, fuck off.
6 months ago, you were shitting all
Yeah.
over this like we are.
I've
so-
unsubscribed to like 4 Game of Thrones YouTube channels because they're all like they're behind in the hype. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I am a lot more hyped up now than I was probably about a month ago, solely because I'm excited to actually have something to watch because I have nothing to watch on television right now.
Yeah.
2, I saw some interviews with Jon Snow, actor Kit Harington, and Kit Harington said that they did film. He personally filmed 4 fake scenes. Just him.
Yeah.
Not including everybody on set. Everybody in the cast has filmed a bunch of fake scenes. So I'm hoping a lot of the pictures we've seen.
The stuff that would line up with the league.
Yeah, I'm hoping
a lot of that's
that
fake.
kind of stuff's fake. It would be very smart of them to leak fake plot synopsises that are kind of what they're going for or whatever.
Feed the hype machine, but let it be fake. Get people
Yeah.
talking about it months ahead of time.
Well, the thing is, I feel like they're
release trailers and teasers and stuff that hint at confirmation of the leaked material, and then
Well, I don't think they would go completely separate. I think what they would do is like, here's our leak of what's going to happen. So say it's like,
leave a little bit of it being legit.
yeah, so like say it's like, you know, the going north of the wall thing. It's just like, okay, they do go north of the wall, and it's all of them, and they do fight the White Walkers and the Whites. But instead of, you know,
thing we told
instead
you.
of Dany coming through and setting everybody on fire and saving the day, they brute force it out and they just barely escape or
we
something
get
like
another
that.
hard home episode.
You know what I mean? Something like that, where it's this small heroes facing these overwhelming odds. Because the guys that are going north of the wall are Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Myr.
Oh, we get to see Beric again?
Oh yeah, dude. I'll show you the trailer after.
I don't want to
this
see the
real quick.
trailer. We're
Oh
going to
my
watch that
God,
shit
dude.
tomorrow. I'll just watch it.
Well, you won't see this episode tomorrow,
fine.
but it's fine. But yeah, guys that we know are going north of the wall are Beric Dondarrion, the Hound, Brienne of Tarth, Gendry, Tormund, Thoros of Myr. Who else? Just think of like
Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. Just think of like the ultimate badass team of people living right now, and that's
Yeah.
who's getting sent north of the wall all together.
Except for Bronn.
No, Bronn's going. I'm pretty sure too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck
I'm
it.
pretty sure it's all the badasses that are left at that point in the series, except for the Mountain. The Mountain very much wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I think it's just all the leftover badasses. Jorah's there. I know that for a fact.
Why the... Okay. You know,
Everybody's there. Every single person is there. It's the dream team of badassness, right? So then, but the
Jorah
thing
don't
is
need to be there. He needs to be looking for a cure.
he needs to be meeting up with Marwyn, the mage.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, yeah, so we know all these fuckers that are
You
going...
think we'll actually see Marwyn?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to waste the time. They'll probably give... If
Well,
Marwyn
here's the
has any
thing.
sort of importance, I think they'll give it to Sam. They might do like a really quick throwaway thing where Marwyn is like his friend at the Citadel.
Yeah. I ultimately think Sam will be the catalyst. I think we will get to meet Marwyn just to help catalyze the whole Sam being the
Yeah.
key thing.
But like, so like that's the dream team going north of the wall. And frankly, if the plots go like they say they're going and they kill off all those people except for Jon, I'm done. Like, I don't give a fuck about the podcast.
I won't
I'm
even
finished.
finish the season if they do that.
We'll
yeah.
just pretend to watch the episodes.
No.
And
We'll just
bullshit
sorry, guys.
while
We
we're-
don't like
while
this
it's playing.
show, so we're done.
Because that's every character I care about.
Yeah.
Braun, I love Braun. The Hound, I fucking love the Hound. I don't like that he's back. I feel like it kind of fucked with his character, his
I'm
character
okay
arc,
that
but
he's
it's
back.
whatever.
I think he should have just been left alone, though.
I feel like he should be left alone. I'm glad that he's back, though, because
Give us the
he's at
confirmation
least
that he's
good.
alive, and then just leave him to live out his life and finally be chill for a change.
Because he just steals every scene he's in, and it's the best thing. He's the best part of every scene he's in, but it's like, oh man, character-wise would have made a lot more sense for him not to be back.
Yeah.
But whatever. People love the Hound. Fuck it. Then you have, Gendry, who is finally back, and I love Gendry. Then you have Brienne, who is, cool. I like Brienne. And then you have, like, Tormont, who I love. You know what I mean? I fucking love Tormont.
Dude, I still can't get over the scene where Tormund's just like
Goon facing, yeah.
just eyeballing Brienne, the shit out of her, just like
One of my favorite sound bites from Game of Thrones is when he walks over to Jon Snow and he's just like, I've seen your Pekka. No god would have a Pekka that small. It's one of my favorite things in the entirety of Game of Thrones. So, like, and then Thoros Amir. I fucking love Thoros Amir. So, like, all these characters are, like, people that I'm like, oh my god, I love these guys. And if you kill them, then what's the final battle? Jon Snow? He's the only fucking person left.
Jon and Daenerys.
Jon and Dany's fucking dragons? I don't give a fuck about Dany or her dragons. I like Jon. I've already seen him die once, though. If you kill him again, it's not going to have any sort of real emotional impact for me. So fuck you if you kill off everyone else.
Yep.
That matters. You know what I mean? It's like the only person that I don't think is there that I care about is Jaime. I fucking love Jaime. I don't give a fuck about Arya. I don't give a fuck about Sansa. I love Littlefinger.
I like Arya from the book.
Yeah.
I don't like Sansa. I don't like Sansa in the book or the show.
Mm-hmm.
I hate her character. Ugh. She's the worst part of any scene that she's in.
Yeah.
Unless it's a Joffrey scene.
I don't like Sansa. I don't like Arya. I don't like Dany. I am completely different about Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
I love Jaime. I like Tyrion. I like Littlefinger. I like Varys. Those are the only people that I can think of that I like that won't be there.
Qyburn's interesting, but you don't care about him.
Yeah.
I mean,
You just.
I'm just glad that when we finally get back to the season, that Arya's not going to be in Bravos anymore, because that was the worst story arc.
Well, Dorne.
That wasn't a story arc.
That awkward silence is brought to you by Lannister Gold Star Cutlery. No, like I just like the slow thing on your head, in your face, when you're just like, like your soul is being crushed. But yeah, so they've killed off a lot of the unimportant characters, and it's like, okay, I respect that or whatever. But now it's based off the plot leaks and based off of who we've actually seen in the shots for the North. Seems like they're just taking every character you like, they're gonna group them up, kill them all off at once.
The problem is I hope that they don't do that, because you can't. I get you want to have some impact by killing some characters people like. You can't get rid of them all.
Yeah.
Because that leaves 2 hit or miss characters, and then fuck all these other people. Like, nobody gives a shit about 90% of the other characters in the show. So you're taking away all the interesting characters, and
it's a bunch of bullshit. It's really the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I mean, this is from the plot synopsis last year. They indicated this, and I was like, that is the most fan servicey thing on the planet. It can't be, because it's the thing where Dany's dragon gets killed and it's brought back as a ice dragon or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's the stupidest fucking thing.
which even Ken hated that.
That's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. You know what I mean? But based off of everything we're seeing in the trailers, it seems like it's going to be accurate. And if that's accurate, that's sad that that's all they could do. We've been talking about that for a minute. Any other?
I really hope that we're just wrong, and they've been throwing us red herring, because I would hate for Dany Day to literally just be that
stupid,
shallow, and vapid.
Yeah. So deaths. Who do you think is gonna die? Like the unguaranteed deaths.
Unguaranteed deaths.
Like, who do you think is who? Like, Jon isn't gonna die. Dany's not gonna die. Tyrion's not gonna fucking die.
I think according to the leak, we've already had essentially confirmation that Littlefinger kicks it.
Right. I hope that he doesn't, because I like Littlefinger, and I think that if anybody deserves to live based off of how they've played the game, it's Littlefinger. But we'll see.
I think they're going to bitch out on killing Cersei.
I don't know. if Cersei's gonna die this season. I feel like
she's too interesting.
I feel like she'll die eventually. I just don't know if she's gonna die this season.
Yeah.
Now Jaime is the big question. Now, of course, they've fed us a million things about Jaime is gonna kill Cersei. The thing is that that's in the books. On the show, there's been no indication that Jaime is going to be the one that kills Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
The Maggie the Frog prophecy was cut off before you got to the part about the Valonqar. Jaime is pushed, by Cersei to a point where he breaks in the books and doesn't give a fuck about her anymore. But that hasn't happened in the show. He's still like,
I think that is going to be
very much
happening
caring about
in
her.
this season.
it's possible. But yeah, so like it makes great poetic sense for Jaime to kill Cersei. I have no reason to believe that they're going to do that in this show, which is going to be sad. But hopefully it'll give Jaime a better death because, frankly, him choking Cersei to death while she tries to wildfire King's Landing because Dany's coming, I don't want to see that shit. It makes sense for like story purposes of like he killed the one woman he loved because she became the Mad Queen, and it's the Kingslayer moment playing all over again. But it's like it's so predictable and it's so just kind of hack in my mind. Like anybody could have seen that coming from a mile away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's really the point?
Well, honestly, aside from the big thing north of the wall, I don't really think they're going to do much in the way of killing any other most of the other characters.
Now here's an interesting thought that I just had
Unless they kill Sansa, that'd be cool.
for theory crafting. Tyrion's coming back
Yeah.
to Westeros.
Yep.
Tyrion is the hand of the king, the queen, right?
Yep.
She's a hand. There's a place in Westeros called the Neck. What if Tyrion gains control of the Neck and cuts off any sort of travel through the Neck? Any sort of shipment of wheat or grains or food of any sort or something like that. And that
Starves King's
slowly
Landing to
kills Cersei. That would be interesting. That would be an interesting way to go.
That'd be pretty cool. I dig it.
Yeah. The little brother comes and wraps his hand around, that would be great. That would be interesting. That's just some bullshit theory.
Just
crap thrown out there.
unintentionally kill Cersei
Yeah, pretty much.
by just sieging their supply chain.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
She just starves to death, goes into withdrawal from all the lack of wine, and just dies.
Yeah. Or maybe he cuts off Jaime or whatever. That would be even better if he cut off Jaime from being able to cross back through the Neck, because then the little brother, right? I would imagine that Jaime is going to be Cersei's hand.
Probably.
So the little brother, both of them are little brothers, wrap their hands around the neck. They're in a fight for the neck or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And chokes the life out of her.
Jaime dies, and then Cersei goes all Tommen out the window.
Well, I was thinking like just like without Jaime there, no one really wants to support her or something like that, and she just slowly goes downhill, or something happens and Jaime's not there to protect her. So that could be interesting. Anyways, that's enough theory crafting about that shit. I'm thinking I want Jaime to live through the season. I'm not sure if he will.
I want Jaime to live through the show.
Because I like
And the
Jaime.
book.
Jaime's arguably the most interesting character to me.
Jaime's my favorite character. Like, hands down, I will not ever feel bad about reading a Jaime chapter.
He has the best story arc of any character. His story arc is so full and so complete, and there's no jumps in logic, at least in the books. Obviously,
After he becomes a POV character, he honestly feels like he's the protagonist to me.
yeah. He's the hero that has been misunderstood. That's right. I'm doing this right now, Bogard.
That's fine. I don't care.
Scratch my nose. Anyways, he is a character who is portrayed as the villain. You're tricked into thinking he's the villain right off the bat, and then you slowly learn that everything he's done is for a good reason, and that he's saved more people than anybody else in Westeros. And then everybody makes fun of him for it. He becomes this tragic hero, you know what I mean? And then he's in love with this woman. Yeah, it's his sister, but he's in love with this woman, and she just fucking plays him over and over and over again. You know what I mean? But his love is undying and unstoppable. Like, Jaime loves Cersei in the show. Yeah, it's his agape. Jaime loves Cersei in the show the same way Jorah loves Dany.
Yeah.
Where it's this undying love or whatever. So it'd be kind of interesting. Here's the question. Is Jaime Azor Ahai?
Yes. Yes.
I'm just saying, if he kills Cersei, that would be the Misa Misa thing.
It would.
Light bringer it up.
And he's got the,
He can get a...
it's
Widow's
Widow's
Whale.
Whale?
Yeah, he can get Widow's Whale and just fucking.
I think he's got Widow's Whale.
He might. I don't know. Widow's Whale. It's already red. It's already painted red. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's already kind of glowy. It's Valyrian steel. Get the fucking merkin up right through the back or something like that.
Yeah.
On Cersei, boom, absorbs her soul. That is Lightbringer.
Glows with a green flame from the wildfire.
So that's how he takes the breath out of her. When he murks her up, he takes the breath out of her and it gets absorbed into, like, the breath as in, like, the soul, metaphorically.
Yeah.
It gets absorbed into the soul and it becomes Lightbringer. And he is Azor Ahai. And she's a dragon, so he'd murk up a dragon as well. Boom. And salt water.
Yeah.
Maybe she allies with Euron. And he fucking murks up Euron, too.
I like it.
When did he get his hand cut off? Or when did he start his trip with Brienne or get captured? That was under the Red Star, right? When he gets
Yeah.
fucking captured and shit? There you go. Rebirth under the Red Star.
Yep.
Right there. Listen, this is a different video. We're to break it down, baby.
So, Jamie Azor Ahai, 2018.
Please, that would be the best, dude. I would love if Jamie was Azor Ahai.
Would you love it more than Jorah?
Well, the thing with... here's the problem. I would prefer it to be Jamie character-wise. I would prefer to see Jamie be Azor Ahai.
But as a Jorah fanboy,
But I would love to see Dany die. I want to see Dany die way more than I want to see Cersei die.
yeah,
So, I'm conflicted. Now, if Jamie can murk up Dany, there's no evidence that would support anything there. But if she does it, killing it.
but
Yeah. So yeah, I think I really want Jamie to survive through everything. He'll probably die killing Cersei. It's the pretty obvious
not.
thing. I don't know if that'll happen this season. I can
At
see
the
it
end of
happening,
it all,
but-
Jamie's the one that sits the Iron Throne because George just felt bad for all the shit he's been throughout the books.
I mean, Jamie's already sat the Iron Throne before.
Yeah.
He sat
Except
the
this
Iron-
time he actually takes it.
Yeah,
Because
he's-
Jamie's actually a pretty stand-up dude.
Yeah, took the Iron Throne and then just instead of keeping it for himself, attempting to keep it for himself, he waited to see who would come and claim it.
Yeah. Because at that point, it was just an uncomfortable chair until the next person decided they wanted to own it, basically.
Pretty much. I mean, the thing is that they were asked, should we declare a new king to Jamie? And Jamie didn't declare Tywin Lannister. He didn't declare himself. He didn't declare Robert. He didn't declare Eddard. He didn't declare anybody. He didn't declare Viserys. He was just like, no, I'll just wait here and see who comes and takes it. That's a baller move, you know? He could have very easily said Jamie Lannister or Tywin Lannister or whatever.
He literally could have waited in just a second, like Ned Stark walks in, just like, "What's up, bitch? I'm king now."
Yeah. I'm just saying. He had the option. Same thing with and Ned. Ned had the option. All he had to do was take the throne.
steps, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah.
Anyways.
So I think I'm thinking Jamie and Cersei will make it through. Do you think we'll get Clegane Bowl?
I'm 100% sure we're getting Clegane Bowl.
There's a shot, and not to be too spoilery for you, but there's a shot in one of the trailers where you see the mountain, and it looks like he's in the south. He looks like he's in King's Landing, and it's a shot of him, and they're purposely trying to blur out his face, but he's a giant motherfucker with real long hair. You know what I mean? So like, how many motherfuckers are that big and have that long of hair? It's basically, the Hound is the only person.
Yeah.
And he's pulling out a blade or whatever. So the chances of him actually Clegane bowling is high, I feel.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. So, Clegane Bowl, get hype. No fucking chickens are safe. Fuck the king. Arya, what do you think is going to happen with Arya this year?
I don't even.
You don't care?
I don't.
I don't give a fuck either.
Not in the show, I don't.
I don't care about Arya.
I care about her in the books. I don't care about her in the show.
Do you think we'll get Lady back?
Lady or Nymeria?
Nymeria, not Lady. Lady's been murked up since season 1.
Maybe. I think it's a stretch, but maybe because they have made kind of a big deal about the super PAC in the books.
Yeah, I don't think that in the show we'll get like a big thing. I don't think it'll be a big plot point, but I'm thinking like while she's traveling, she'll look up and she'll see.
Like in the distance, she'll see like
you see a
Nymeria just
giant
like
wolf.
staring her the fuck down.
Yeah, and then she'll give like a little smile, and then she'll ride off or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like
Or you might see the wolf in the distance like multiple times.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Like, she's traveling cold and alone, trying to
She's
get...
also still been having the wolf dreams too,
Right.
Even in Bravos and shit.
Well, I'm thinking
It's
like...
not addressed in the show, but
Yeah, I'm thinking in the show, she's riding, she's cold, and she's alone. You know what I mean? And she's going around and she's fucking up Freys and Lannisters, blah, 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 blah. And then she comes across Nymeria, and it's just Nymeria at first. And she's like, you know, oh my God, it's Nymeria. You're all alone just like me or whatever. And then you see that she has like her pack or whatever. And she realizes I have to go home or whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably a moment that I wouldn't doubt, put it past them that they would do something like that.
I wouldn't dislike that either.
Yeah, I wouldn't have any problems with it.
But you want to dive into housekeeping?
Anything else we need to wrap up?
Not really.
What is Euron doing this season? You think Euron will make a proper
introduction?
like a proper alliance with anybody?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I think he's there to be a rogue element,
I feel like he's
just like he is in the books.
I feel like he will probably team up with Cersei, and they're gonna probably fight the Targaryen fleet. Do you think Jorah's going to cure his arm Victorian style and get that massive super arm with like the fucking charring and the fucking red glow? That'd be metal as fucking hell.
Maybe.
Fucking
That would be cool.
metal. I'd love that shit.
Yeah.
And then who do you think? How do you think the forces, the three main players we got going on, how do you think they're going to align with each other, or do you think they're just going to say fuck each other, or what are you thinking?
I don't think there's going to be an alliance. I think they're going to just duke it out because everyone's too stubborn.
I think Dany's gonna come in. She's gonna she's gonna try and fuck with King's Landing pretty hard. I think Euron will have some sort of crazy plan or whatever
Yeah.
to fuck up Daenerys. I think he'll halt her in her shoes or whatever. They'll make ground somewhere, maybe the Stormlands or something like that, like the Aegon story arc. Land, make, whatever they're doing. Jon will hear of, Daenerys Targaryen. She's got dragons, and he'll be like, all right, well, fuck it, let's go holler at her. Or because she's probably going to be stopping at Dragonstone, he might remember.
I know that happens in the leak, so.
Yeah. Or I'm thinking he'll know that she's at Dragonstone. He'll remember Stannis being like, Dragonstone's filled with dragonglass. He'll go, holler at her, try and get some dragonglass. They'll make an alliance.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts, personally. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get into housekeeping because this is getting longer than
Yeah, we're
dick.
almost at an hour and a half.
We want to thank you for listening. We are part of the fuck it, we're going again. We're not even editing, bitch. This is too long. It's too hot in here. This is the Loud Table Productions podcast. We are part of the Loud Table Productions podcast network. We produce content every so often. We are actually restructuring right now, trying to figure out a new content schedule. Because some of our podcasts weren't being very well received, not a whole lot of downloads on specific things. So, reworking based off what's applicable to our schedules and what you guys tend to lean towards. But we can tell you, words are wind, here to stay. So, we're in this for the long haul.
Unless they do that thing north of the wall.
Yeah, so...
And then it's just going to go to Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah. So we get a lot more theory and history videos, I guess. Podcasts, I guess. You can follow us on. You can email us. Fuck it. I'm all fucked up. That ad had me all fucked up. I'm nervous now. Don't want to let down the sponsor. You can email us at loudtableproductions@gmail.com. Tell us things that you'd like to go over. History, lore videos that you'd like to hear us go over. Tell us what you think will happen in Season 7. Tell us if we were terribly wrong. You can insult us or you can not. You can be cool and be like, hey, man, that was a good prediction. Or tell us if you want us to flesh out any of the theories that I posed during this because I was theory crafting, motherfucker. I was getting on some shit. You can also follow us on Twitter, Loud Table Prod. You can follow us on Instagram, LoudTable_Productions. You can follow us on Facebook, Loud Table Productions. We have a Reddit page and shit like that. You can rate us on iTunes. You can comment anywhere and everywhere. You can tell all your friends, your family, everything. You can follow us individually on Twitter. I am at Gadry Ross. That's GADRYROSS.
And I'm at Chris_Bogard.
That's right. So let everybody know about us if you think they'll be interested in our content so we can continue to grow and we can continue to make more content for you lovely people out there. I do want to thank everyone for listening, and I think that about wraps it up. Yeah? Anything else?
That covers it.
All right, guys. Until next time.
Take it easy.
Cool snow! I still need a fucking catchphrase.